Hi everybody, my name is Ona and welcome to another public service announcement from Aspen Adult Services. My friend Sam works for Many Rivers Health here in Helena, which was formerly Center for Mental Health, and she sat down to talk with me about the services that Many Rivers provides for people in our community and across the state and how to get involved with them. So give a listen. Thanks for watching. Give us a thumbs up on YouTube and let us know in the comments if there's something that you would like to hear about in the future.
I'm Samantha Johnson. I'm a peer support specialist for Many Rivers Whole Health here in Helena, Montana. We have a lot of programs. So we have a day center where people that are in residential care, adult foster care, or that are in just regular outpatient therapy can come down to the day center and have lunch. And we also do programs like groups and just discussions, games. We also do outings around Helena, walks. We just do a whole bunch of fun things. It's a really good community program based daily thing that goes Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. and then on Saturdays from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Cool.
We also have outpatient therapy. We have the PACT team that can set you up with a person that will come and give you your medications if you need help with daily reminders for your medications, and also trips to grocery stores and things like that, trips to medication appointments, legal services types of things. We also have adult foster care, and we have residential care, so long-term and short-term residential care that ranges anywhere from 6 months to the rest of your life if you should need that. Montana is working really hard in helping the homeless communities, especially the bigger cities. Helena hasn't gotten that far, but Missoula, Great Falls, Butte, and Kalispell, they've started programs that are trying to get homeless people into permanent residence. Those programs are working really well. And NAMI is a great program. It's the National Alliance for Mental Illness. And also there's a website and a phone number you can call called 211. And you can just Google 211 and it will hook you up with any services you can think of in Montana based on county and town. And it will help you navigate through housing, homelessness, food, anything you can think of. We also have Children's Hospital, Shodair. I think there's 2 locations in Montana. Lots of drug rehab type of stuff in Montana. That's a big one. And legal services. I didn't realize how much the courts have to do with mental health until recently, but family court is really a huge advocate for mental health.
Tell the audience, please, how to apply for services at Many Rivers.
So you can apply online at their website. I think it's still www.centerformentalhealth.com, but you can Google Center for Mental Health or manyrivers.com and it should pull up. And they'll have a link for apply for services. And I think it's just a relatively easy application. You do have to have insurance or Medicaid though, however. Leah-Pocha and Peerview does it on a sliding scale basis, so if you don't have those 2 things. Also, if you're just not able to do those, if you go down to the drop-in center on Last Chance Gulch, one of them, Todd Tecca or Mark Ney, can help you apply for services.
What are some of the documents that a person would need in order to do that application? Birth certificate, driver,
Typically just an ID of some sort. And if you don't have those, we do have peer support specialists like myself or case managers who can help you attain those things so that you can get services.
And what if somebody is in crisis mode and they can't go through this process?
Best thing to do is go to the emergency room where you would do an intake, and they would probably have you speak to CRT, which is a crisis response team member, and they would determine whether or not you meet criteria for the BHU. There's also crisis numbers, the hotline, and they would hook you up with someone that's certified in the crisis intervention training I myself am certified for CIT. Many of our employees at Many Rivers is also certified for CIT. Many police officers as well are certified for CIT, and that's just learning how to empathize with people who are in crisis. There are many, many places around Montana that are crisis facilities that stabilize you anywhere between 3 and 7 days, sometimes longer, depending on your needs. Helena doesn't have one anymore. It used to be Journey Home, but we don't have one anymore. The closest one is Butte, and they do walk-ins, and it's a really easy intake process. Typically, they just give you a drug test to make sure that you're sober, because they don't want anyone that's coming in high on meth that could be a danger to the other residents there. So they would give you a drug test, and they would have you talk to a CRT, probably on telehealth, and they would do an intake packet, and then you would be admitted into there, and you'd probably stay for anywhere between 3 days and 7 days, depending on what level of crisis you're in. And I highly recommend places like that if you're really in desperate need of crisis stabilization. Butte is great. Bozeman is also wonderful. So when you're applying for services, or if you need to apply for services, you can come into the Center for Mental Health, which is located at 900 North Jackson Street. And you can talk to our secretary. Her name is Linda. She's very, very nice. And she would help you fill out the application, which is this. And I feel like there's a stigma of, you know, my life isn't bad enough and I don't need therapy because, you know, I shouldn't be sad about my mail isn't coming on time. But I like to say some people's Dixie plates are name brand, and my Dixie plate is from the dollar store. And sometimes your Dixie plate fell on the floor because you have a dollar store Dixie plate, and that's okay. And so we all need therapy, and we all need services, and we all need community. So you should get help when you feel like you need help, and you're never going to be judged, and you're always going to be welcomed. And we will find help for you if you come.